Welcome, future masters. I have an interesting game to show you. One of those things, you get these questions from time to time, and this is a perfect example. So I'm playing black with a Caro-Kann Advance, and this is the advanced variation. So this is kind of the new modern way to play it. The old way was bishop f5. Bishop f5, e6, and there's all kinds of stuff, crazy things that can go on like bayonet attack. So goes straight to the Nimzovich, hit the base of the pawn chain. So the base of the chain was d4 and e5 was d4, so he hit d4. So he takes it, and you play knight c6. We're hitting the new base, which was e5, which of course he defends. I attack e5, he defends e5. I attack the defender of e5, so therefore this is an attack on e5. So it's a chain of it's an attack by chain, because this is now removed from consideration. This pawn is now undefended. Well, I mean, unless you want to give up your queen, but good luck with that. Yeah, bishop b5 is a little bit better. So again, it neutralizes the attacker on e5. So he would be doing to me exactly what I am doing to him. Now, solidifying the center, opening the line for the bishop to get out and retake my pawn. Oh, this is anticipating queen a5 check b4, although actually knight takes. Whoops. Would b4 isn't the right response, but that's also not the best move. As the computer suggested, is much better. So, don't be crazy. Just do your standard business. Take your pawn back. 7 pawns versus 7 pawns. It's all even. Nice and solid. Get solid. Get your king safe. Then go berserk. No, he wants to go berserk now. Fine. So, he played that move, which I've never seen anyone play b4. Not that I've never seen anyone play this move before. I've never seen anybody play the move b2 to b4 in this kind of position. So, kind of funny. I've never seen anybody play b4 before. So, what do you think black should do here? You might want to pause the video, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. We're back. And now, with a continuation on the hit parade, we now play bishop to d4. Logically, this seemed like the right move. Computer confirms this is the right move. Hey, just attack this rook. Let's make life difficult. He should play c3, in my opinion. But that's not what he played. See, the computer says I was correct. c3 is the right move. So, he plays bishop b5, finally neutralizing my knight as I have essentially neutralized his. I'm like, bro, do you forget that I'm going to guess the answer is yes, he forgot. So now my new goal is to get this bishop out of here. Yeah, I thought about bishop to b6, queen to b6, and it would be better. Yeah, no one's perfect. It just forces him to do something with this bishop. Queen c7 is still a good move, no problem. Had a different idea. Bishop c3 is better. I was like, yeah, it's good. No complaints. Bishop f6 is also good. I'm sorry, not. I took the pawn. Sorry. This move is not bad by taking the pawn. It's just the machine thinks, because I'm still winning, as you can see, but the machine thinks bishop c3 is a better move. So there's two kinds of, you'll see question marks, orange circles. One is a bad move that's objectively bad. Then there's the lesser ability or lesser value move. So this was a lesser value move. So, and I realized, they go, God, he's going to take my bishop. I go, yeah, that's too bad for him, because I'm going to take his bishop. Crunch. How dare you take my bishop with your queen, sir? I'll take your queen. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. So he played the best move. Boy, I got some moves for him, though. Here, bishop takes queen. Now, he's a superstar. And he played a good move, but I played something he didn't anticipate. Bishop takes knight was the move that it preferred. The computer calculates, as did I, and of course it does so faster and more accurately. But I was able to make the same calculation that knight takes knight is inferior. Now, if you don't know and would like to try to figure out why is knight takes c6 an inferior move, you might want to pause the video, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. We're back. Did you see this move? Oh, no discovery. Well, clearly black could not take this because bishop takes, and he gets the rook. So he'd have rook, knight, and bishop, and I'd have rook, knight, and bishop. And that rook that I won for nothing is gone. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I figured out, aha, a6. But he does have a good move. Bishop goes to a4. Now, it's a tough question. What do you think black should do here? Pause the video, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. Did you play b5? I didn't. b5 also works pretty well, but it seemed to me that bishop takes c2 gets the bishop out of dodge from the rook, and the only way he can take the bishop is letting me take his knight. So I'm going to snag that extra pawn, which he does, and I do. So I have exited. I'm sorry, I have emerged from the complications. 2 pawns and an exchange up. This is why you don't play b4 and the other moves that he played that were kind of crazy. So he is now going to unleash bishop to a4 in his dreams. Yeah, well, knight c6, knight e7 stops that business. I don't like a5. He's going to unleash on c6. When you're winning, be solid and boring. Hold your advantages. Don't try to be a superstar. Black has no business, in my mind, playing a5 because he has 0 development. So white's only advantage that he would have temporarily is he has a developmental edge. a5 doesn't do anything really. So the computer can do it because it calculates it's possible. In my mind, it's a dangerous precedent, and you're setting yourself up for a big letdown by getting stupid and greedy. Get the king out, get the rook over, then do some business. You're 2 pawns in exchange up. It's an easy win. Don't make it complicated. Don't try to be a superstar. Bishop a4 would have been a more testing move. In theory, trying to play bishop knight b3 or knight f3 and then knight d4 or knight e5 check would have been more of a fight. So he got smart and played knight f3, which is, like I said, that's one of the moves I considered there. I'm stupid. f6. My father's rule. What is he trying to do to me? He's trying to check me. It's not fatal or anything. It's just a real annoyance. If I went rook h to c8, he would check me. I would go king back, and I'd have to waste some time. Man, just do f6 right now. We're in the end game. We're trying to just get all our pieces in position to do some business. But you see his bar is terrible. He's losing this. Not the kind of player who does stupid things that will allow him to extricate himself from his horrible position. I don't care about d4, knight d4, because I have Dun, 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 dun. You know, e5 later. I'm not going to play e5 right now. Yeah, he could have that pawn if he wanted it. I don't even care. I don't think he could hold it, because I would just go g6 and then rook h8. I don't know what this machine's thinking. It's got something for bishop takes h7, but you know, as a human, I ain't doing this. The theater of real action, and if he can win this pawn and hold it, more power to him. This pawn isn't going to help him. I'm going to win over here. All my dudes are on the queen side. I'm going to kick his butt on the A through D files. Well, that's a special move. Well, you know my dad's other rule. You have a light square bishop, I'm just going to go in the dark squares. Hello, Ghost. He has Casper the friendly ghost over there on B5. Yeah, well, good luck with that, buddy. He'll play A4, so what? That's one of my dad's other phrases. So what? He can't do anything. He hasn't changed any aspect of being an exchange down. You know, he's got a bishop against a rook and 2 pawns. That is horrible. And then you see the bar result over there. It's probably -4 or 5, whatever it is. It's horrible. Yeah, rook 2, rook CB8. Good move, I guess. Not worried about it. He resigned after I played G5. My idea originally is to play, with any hope, G4. H5, G4, or F5 and G4. But if I feel like it, I'll just play knight D4. If he wants to take it, that's fine. I don't mind. This game is easily won for white. The only way he could stop it would be doing this. This is just devastating. If he doesn't do this, if he stops my check idea, then I'm going to remove his knight from consideration. I don't care about the pawn. So he's going to be in trouble. He could play again G4. He takes. This would be a mean move. E5 is just flat out mean. I'm gonna play knight D4. There's nothing he can do about it. I want to kill one of these minor pieces. I want 2 rooks against a rook and a minor piece. And I'm just gonna eventually trade this rook for this bishop. I'm 2 pawns up. I'll have a crushing endgame. So he really is at a loss for what to do. I mean, I don't know. No, that's a terrible move. Let's not go there. Let's just see what he can do. And it's probably the best move. He just has nothing. This is just hideous. If he doesn't trade, I'm going to go to C3. If he trades, I'm probably still going to go to C3. You know, I don't know. But this is terrible. Oh, he's under check. So we'd have to go here or whatever. I'll just take it. Ghost. He has a ghost over here. He can't really defend the queen side with king b3. He's just going to get destroyed over here. The center file pawns are just going to overwhelm his position. Rook to h8 is also great. everything he does loses. And if you want to go, actually, you want to know what's funny. Here's what's funny. This is how you would easily win this game. Everyone take this bishop. Nothing he can do about it. Uh-oh. He in trouble. Take it. I mean, if you can't win 5 versus 2, you should quit the game of chess. Because the problem a guy who's an exchange down has is that he has an inferior piece versus a rook. But if you have a pawn or 2 pawns ahead, the rook is going to look to exchange itself for the other minor piece and just go to a dead 1, king and pawn endgame. So that's kind of the deal. But that was, pretty. It was interesting because we get to this position where it's like, can he play this pawn push to try and hold this c5 pawn? The answer is theoretically no. This is a question that occurred long ago. Queen's Gambit accepted. In Queen's Gambit accepted, black cannot take the pawn, which is 1 d4, d5, 2 c4, and black plays d takes c4. Black cannot hold the pawn to advantage. White can physically take it from him. There's no way he can hold it. So conceptually, there's no way white can maintain this c5 pawn. It's going to go. It's going to get, whacked, essentially. His only chance of holding it would have been based around bishop to e3, but I'm just going to take this pawn. So you're going to lose you're going to lose A or B, or should I say E or C, but you're going to lose one or the other. The one to lose is the C pawn. The E5 pawn is much better in the game positionally than the C5 pawn. So hopefully you guys learned from this. Like the video, tell your friends, subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. I don't know, whatever. It's all good. This is 17.5 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it.